Guys, welcome back to another video, and today we will be doing Am I the Asshole once again. And make sure to like and subscribe if you like the content. I haven't posted a day ago because I was too lazy and I was trying to find more video content. So yeah, right now I'm gonna use a cheese stick and read these Am I an A-hole? Okay, so this one says, am I the a-hole for calling out my fiance at our party after he made a dig at my previous homelessness? Going straight to the point, last Sunday I organized a small barbecue party with my friends and my fiance's family, as well as other acquaintances to celebrate my promotion at work. I know I might come off as arrogant and trashy to celebrate a promotion, but the reason why I held it is because this was one of the first times in my life I felt settled and at peace. I was homeless for a while and had to go to work really hard and rely on my one kind relative who supported me to get where I am today. The party also held to express my gratitude toward my uncle and my friend who helped me push me through. However, not everything went smoothly. My fiance was introducing me to some of his friends and colleagues after we set up the food. He kept introducing me to them in a condescending way, saying that the promotion didn't really mean a huge pay raise and his salary is still higher than mine. And that's the only reason I made it. It was because of my relative. But the thing that struck me most was that he was saying it jokingly to his friends that he played a huge role in what I was today, and that my homelessness wasn't not a big deal. I only spent 6 months being homeless. Before my relative helped, it just felt humiliating and invalidating, so I also said jokingly retorted back, saying at least I'm not a trust fund baby who was handed everything in life, and had his parents pay for part of his mortgage. His colleagues laughed at that, and I could see my fiance wasn't pleased. He stopped mocking me after, but thank God. But after everyone left, he mentioned that really ruined his image. I told him I was merely imitating his actions, because he clearly said I was uncomfortable and carried on, and when he denied it and proceeded to call me sensitive, now I'm confused. I know that was wrong. I was not behaving or communicating like an adult, and yes, I should have divulged the fact that his parents paid part of the down payment, but I was hurt and had no way to pull myself out of mid-convo without embarrassing myself. That's why I require judgment if I am the a-hole. I'm willing to apologize. I mean, if he, jokes, I guess you could do that, but, you should still be the bigger person in the situation and, not too. Why is this not your ex-fiance? You ruined it. I was going to read the comment, but yeah. I read some of the comments on here, and yeah. We're going to go to the next one, but honestly, I give you, 5 a-holes, and the father, not father, I mean the husband of 5 a-holes as well. Because, that's honestly really bad. And even in front of his friends, I mean, you're really just embarrassing yourselves here. And anyway, next post. Okay, so this one is, am I the a-hole for a grown son and his family not following the house rules? My grown son, his fiance, and their 2, now 3 children moved into my house temporarily. I have rules that have been in place all of his life. One is that you eat 3 meals a day, a snack, and sometimes dessert. My son and his family refuse to follow this rule and will fix whole plates of food between meals. If this was their own home, I wouldn't really give a shit. But my daughter, who is still living at home, has to follow the same rules, and he's the same age as my son's stepson. She's not able to do this, and it's unfair. You can't do this. This is a house rule and just not something that is needed. You do not need to eat an apple. You need to eat an apple instead of a full-size meal. They will invite friends over when I'm not home to have big cookouts and treat their friends to their with respect. They sit 2 or 3 people in my recliner and let their teenage kids put their small kids in basketball hoops I got for my grandson. Their children are spilling Cokes and leaving empty food wrappers lying around. When I say something about it, I am told I'm overreacting and that he doesn't want to fight about it. Am I the asshole for wanting to be treated with respect in my own home? It is not the grown adults that I ask to follow the rules of 3 meals a day. I ask the son to follow it with his kids. This is the same rule I follow as a kid, and that my mother followed as a child, and so forth. If you eat all of your food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all you should need is a snack. I have stated that eating apples, oranges are okay. Those are healthy. As my daughter follows this rule, it is unfair to see her brother's kids being allowed to do such things that she is not. I guess I'm not explaining correctly, or maybe I am. Has anyone been raised differently? All I know is that this was not a way in my house growing up in any difference. Meet together. Example, Sunday mornings is always donut day. For 6 people, I buy 16 donuts, 12 pigs in a blanket, and a dozen donut holes. Eat all you want. If you are hungry later and there is more, eat more. Lunch could be a sandwich with chips or leftovers. Eat what you want. Snacks could be anything from chips to ice cream to granola bars. You are hungry, fix yourself a sandwich or a bowl of ramen, then dinner. What I'm against is what the rules come in if kids come home from school and start fixing a large piece of chicken, a cheeseburger, and 2 hot dogs with a corn on the cob. When dinner will be started soon, or a kid sitting in the living room with a large bag of chips or a box of cookies, and not fixing themselves to something healthier.
If you're thinking about buying solar panels, don't.
Okay, so honestly, we had the same rule, but sometimes we did do dessert, 3 meals, and we're allowed to have a snack in between meals. Not full meals, but in between. And these are one of the most easiest rules to follow. I don't know why they're not following it, and I don't know why this family, in between meals, they're having 5 meals a day from what she's saying. Basically what she's saying is for breakfast, they eat stuff it's 1 meal, okay? And then after lunch, after breakfast, instead of getting a snack, they get a full meal, some chicken and stuff, and then yeah. Also, this commenter said, the way you treated your house is lousy and is unfair to you, especially doing things that caused you damage, like leaving empty food wrappers and spills unattended, or piling people on a recliner built for one. Your rules about food are strangely rigid and downright controlling. It doesn't really do any harm for people to eat when they're hungry. Okay, so she's allowing them to eat, but yeah. And she said she saw the edits, so you're only trying to parent the son's kid instead of letting him set the rules, what he thinks that is needed. You don't get to parent others people's kids. Kids are smart and can understand that different parents have different rules. You could politely ask them if his kids would follow the rules and ask whether you can enforce them, but still, the parent gives the other consent. You don't parent other people's kids. Okay, so in my view of this, I say if the person owns the house, pays the bills, pays the electric bills, and honestly has their name on the house, then that's the person that should be making the rules, and that is honestly the mom. So I fully agree that the mom should make the rules for the kids, reinforce the rules for the kids. If not, she could just kick them out, honestly, because number one, she does not need them in the house. She's just doing this out of the kindness of her heart, honestly. She could throw them on the streets and let the dad and the wife and the children fend for themselves, but she's not doing that. All she's asking is for rules to be followed, and they leave trash everywhere, and it's kind of unfair that his sister, who is the same age as his children, can't do that stuff, and his children are allowed to do it. That is unfair and unsafe. I agree with the commenter on some things, but I do not I don't believe in the rule things. She should be enforcing the rules. He should be enforcing the rules, and she should be parenting the children, honestly. Because if the dad's not gonna do it, then who else is gonna parent these damn children? Honestly, I believe whoever pays the bills, owns the house, has the name on the house, pays everything, cleans, yeah, they could parent the children. Honestly, basically by parent the children, meaning that enforce the rules, basically. Once you get your own damn house, you can set up your own rules. If the person's rule is no desserts allowed, and you bring cookies inside the house, and you say, oh, this is dessert. Bruh, come on. It is a dessert, you shall not be allowed to have it. If it's your own house, you could say, okay, you can have the dessert on these nights and dessert on not, and you can't have the dessert on these nights. But no, this dad does whatever the fuck he wants, and I agree with the commenter on the trash piling. They should not be leaving trash, but I do not agree with the statement that basically she shouldn't be parenting someone else's kids. That is her son. She can parent his kids. What if he dies? She's gonna they're gonna either go to adoption, or two, she's gonna take the children in, and yeah, she'll be able to parent them. So I agree with the mess thing. They should pick up after themselves, but they should she should also be allowed to parent the children. Honestly, she's the grandmother of this. Like, my dad allows my grandmother not in check. If I'm not lying, he'll allow her to not beat me, but spank me, and I'm just like, okay. I fully agree. You have to teach these children what to do and not to do. But anyway, let's go on to the next post. I've been rambling. Okay, so this one says, am I the a-hole for kicking a dog down and not apologizing? Okay, so backstory. I, 19-year-old, are not too fond of dogs, mostly stemming from my childhood of getting bitten by loose pit bulls in the neighborhood growing up. I try to stay away from dogs in general and mind my business, so yesterday I was waiting for an old friend to meet me outside a cafe, and this lady walks by with a large hairy dog. I don't even know the type. The dog tries to approach me, and she holds it back, but apparently she wasn't enough, and she just sort of let it walk up to me. I tried to move it away, and it started sniffing my pants. I told her to get it off me, but she just shrugged, and it acted like it was nothing. It acted like something's cute. It was cute. I told her to move it again, and she was on the phone unfazed. At this point, the dog was drooling all over my new pants, and I shoved it back. It came up again, and I sort of kicked it. She went crazy and started screeching like a harpy, and I told her I hurt her baby, and called me a asshole. She demanded I apologize, and I told her to off with her nutty dog and leave me alone. Am I the a-hole? Honestly, why would you kick a dog? I mean, you could have just get out of the seat. Only if there was no exit, then you had to do what you had to do. Also, the comment said, the owner is an asshole, but you were a big asshole to the poor dog. OP really didn't have a choice. Moving away would have been a choice rather than violence. I love dogs probably more than humans who have... Okay. Basically, he has trauma with the dog, and it's not logical for him to, yeah. If OP actually had an exit route, then he could have used that rather than violence. Yeah, and I agree with the commenters here. You shouldn't really kick a dog, but, if it's a bad experience, then, yeah. Well, yeah, don't kick dogs if you don't need to. Anyways, next post. Do not kick dogs at all. Anyways, let's get to the next post. Okay, so this one said, am I the a-hole for not asking how my mom is when she is sick and coughing? Okay, so she says, I live with my sister, my mom, and my dad. It is safe to say our family is pretty unhealthy. Most of it is because my mom. She has been diagnosed with a personality disorder, narcissistic, and is basically a nightmare to be around with a personality around. My dad is just a people pleaser and is too scared to speak up against my mom. Currently, I am having my 12th exams, and a lot depends on these results. My university placement, my options to get away from home as possible. Plus, if I get bad results, my family will be the first to humiliate me and possibly kick me out of the house. Also, I live in a country which is not the safest for women, so being kicked out would honestly not be that fun. So with all of the stress of exams I have to finish, I have to also deal with my family. I used to be close with my sister, but recently, after she finished her undergrad, she is back at home since she could not find a job. She started this new thing of demanding respect from me since she is older to me, which is completely weird considering I speak to her the same way she does to me. On top of that, my mom has been out of station for a whole month, which means my dad, sister, and I got way too comfortable without her presence. We all started to mutually agree how toxic my mom was. to the household and to our sanity. She came back yesterday, and my dad left for a hotel because he didn't want her to be near her. My mom came back because she was quote-unquote sick. I'm not sure if she was really sick or faking it for attention. Regardless, I don't want to be near her or even talk to her. Dad called me and asked what's wrong with her health-wise. I asked her, I don't know. He got mad that I didn't have the decency to go ask my own mother about her health. I cut the call because I didn't want to fight. And this morning, I asked my mom if she wanted a cup of tea because I felt guilty, and she just looked at me with disgust and said no. And I gave it up. I asked my sister to go to ask my mom if she wants my tea, and my sister refused to move. And that honestly pissed me off. She refuses to ask my mom anything. She refuses to get up from bed and help me make tea. She refuses to help. And then in the end, it's me getting scolded for not caring enough about my mom and being a replica of my mom due to anger issues. I got so pissed off, and I told my sister it's funny how she wants the elder sister role when she wants respect for me, but doesn't care to be an elder sister when standing up for me. My dad told me I was being a bitch to my mother for not making her tea when she was sick, and my mom told me I acted entitled because I am the youngest of the house. Oh, sorry, sister. And right now, I don't know if I'm truly the a-hole, not helping my mom and saying that to my sister. But I'm exhausted and tired. That's it. It's once again all my fault, and I really need to focus on my studies for the exam. Honestly, I don't think you're the a-hole. I think the sister should do more. And your mom, I mean, she can't control her condition, so I'm just going to let her off the hook. And the dad should really just step up and grow some balls. Fucking balls. You're the only one who's helping, and the sister's just sitting on her butt being lazy, and the dad's just like, oh yeah, I don't want to be around her. And the comment said, look, OP, I'm going to use a voice, look, OP, you gotta realize something. Going up around and continuing to live with a narcissist does a number on you. And you will likely struggle with relationships with one another, not just your mom. You get as natural, but you're a bit too bad. You're not the a-hole for feeling it, and you need to do whatever it helps not to be drawn into toxicity. Your sister does not have to do anything. She is likely struggling with her own ways to keep a distance but she needs ATF. She is kicking out at you and making demands because she needs an ATM. Kicking out demands because she's picked this sort of thing up from her mom. Your dad is an enabler. He abandoned you guys at the hotel to avoid the mom entirely and has the gall to go on the phone and ask why you're not doing more for her. He's apparently happy to let you and your sister squabble it out while he checks out the situation. And I'll bet that's a ton before now, and your mom has been the center of conflict. Just remember that your family member will react to something differently to you, and it will take some time to get healthy place. I doubt that it's being an a-hole deliberately. Anyone is being an a-hole deliberately, but it will take time and patience with one another, as well as honesty, to get a better place on the family. I don't know how to do that while still orbiting a narcissist. Spend a little time reading on what narcissistic does to your family dynamics. r/raised by narcissists, and has some good resources to get you started. Honestly, I like the comment. This person's helping with resources and like research on his mother's condition, but her mother's condition. But honestly, I don't really agree with the sister thing. Like, yeah, she's going through a lot because she can't find a job, but she should still at least work around the house. I mean, if she's sitting her butt all day, I mean, who's really doing the work? You're busying your butt off to trying to get to like college and leave your family. I mean, honestly, if you're working that hard, the dad should at least try to deal with the mom's shit. And at least, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say leave her, but just like take a break in the bathroom maybe. But like not in a hotel, goddamn. And he has the nerve to say, oh, you didn't ask your mom's health, you're a bad person. You're literally the bad person that left the hotel to her by herself. Basically, the sister's the a-hole. Okay, so basically, I'm going to give the sister 2 a-holes. I'm going to give you the 4 a-holes because you're kind of called your sister a bitch, I mean. But like, so I give this mom like 0 a-holes because of her condition, and the dad like 6 a-holes because he's enabling it. And that equals around to, I don't know, your whole family's needs help. But I don't know. Just try to chill out. Make your dad realizing what he's doing, and your sister too. Or try to have like a one-on-one talk with them without like, I don't know, pissing them off. I know you're not the cause of the issue, but like you still can be like a little nicer. But then again, yeah, we all have our moments. Anyways, next post. Yeah, this is the last post. Am I the a-hole for being angry with my mother because she met someone on a holiday? So I have not had a sister. I have not had an easy life so far. I live in a bedroom of 3 houses, having to share with my sister and my brother. My older brother has severe autism and ADHD, and my parents don't get on well as they should have for a married couple of 3 years, and they've been together for 17 years. My dad is 51, and he's the sole provider of the house, and he is the most lovely man you could ever meet. He always puts his family first and loves us all. My mom, on the other hand, doesn't have a job and looks after us. Recently, she's been in my dad's home country to spend time with his family there. And she claims she's just a friend, and they've been together from 3 in the afternoon till, and claims he's just a friend, and they've been together from afternoon till 6 in the morning. She often allowed him into her hotel room. We know this has caused my dad extremely well over there, and my parents started asking him what was going on. My mom apparently fell in love with this guy and doesn't want to see my dad anymore. Even though he pays for the house and everything, she wants to go there. My dad is happy for her and tells us to be supportive of her decision, but I can't help but feel like she's tearing our family apart. Am I the a-hole for being angry at my mom? You are not. Your mom is a complete a-hole, honestly. He pays, and all you could do is cheat on him. Honestly, he supports the household. And honestly, I don't think you should support the decision, but honestly, good guy. And I looked through it, but I'm not going to read it. And also, it says your mother was just 20 when she gave birth to you, and around 18 and 19 when she met your father. She was already in her 30s, and he was already in his 30s. She was very young, and when she had you, now the family's found, and now she finally found someone to give her happiness she needs. But she was an a-hole for cheating on her husband? Yes. And is she the a-hole for asking her husband to move out? Also yes. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a nice day. This is Super Wolf out. That was cringe.